Hello everyone! I'm super happy to announce in patch 1.45 that we have some actual animations in this game. Now, there are already some animations, like when you cancel a fraction, you see the little explosion, and when you multiply or divide each side of an equation, you see these cool lines coming up. But having actual translation movement fade in, fade outs of certain numbers, variables on the screen, certain math expressions, has always been something I really wanted and I thought was going to be a lot harder than it actually was. So this was a surprisingly low effort to do. I thought our code base didn't really wasn't really made for to do this, but it surprisingly works well. So I want to show off what we have now. There is now fade in animation when you expand a fraction, so it's easier to see which part of the expression changed. There is fade in for making a fraction, it just kind of goes hand in hand. There's also a fade in now for factorizing an expression. I'm not as happy with this one. This one probably needs a better animation, more of a translation, but that's going to be quite tricky to do. But there are some translation remove animations now as well. There's one, and I really like this one, when multiplying a factor into a sum, you can physically see that factor um, splitting off and going into each part of the sum where it's supposed to be, which I think is wonderful for learning. Also, when you multiply two sums, this one is a bit, there's a lot of stuff happening, but it's better than it just instantly appearing. At least you do this a couple of times and you start to notice what's actually happening, that it's splitting off and one into the two other parts, and I think that's pretty good. There's also now a small translation for when you multiply a factor into a fraction, so you get to see that it moves into the numerator, kind of like that. That one is not as important. And then there's a nice one for when you're expanding a power, especially when you have a large power. It's nice to see that all of the factors are coming out of that power. I think that looks really cool. So I hope you really enjoy this change in this patch. I'm super excited for it, and until next time, have a good one.